Hi guys, and welcome to episode 55 of the Gamers Watch podcast. I spent a little bit of money recently trying to improve the quality of the podcast with a brand new camera, which hopefully will be very noticeable straight away, and a Blue Yeti microphone, which costs a pretty penny. I do this in an effort to improve the output of our podcast for this completely free podcast that we produce for you every week, completely free. But what I did do on the recording last night was forgot to turn this cunt on, so it might be a little bit muffled. But again, the podcast is completely free, and we do it for your enjoyment. So if you've got a problem with the audio quality, just show it up your fucking arse.
Tonight, Duncan explains why he forgot to turn on his mic.
Looking into mirror and wanking furiously.
Zoe recalls what happened when Paul sold their Xbox.
I filed for divorce, so you're done.
And Shaun clings onto what little fragments remain of his childhood. Hey, howdy, hey. Welcome to the Gamers Watch podcast. The clouds have arrived today, which can only mean one thing. We are living on Ocean Drive for episode 55. I had to get a light. So I've been listening to them all day.
Yeah. The Lighthouse people.
They're going to be in everyone now somehow. As always, I am Shaun, and I'm joined by Duncan.
Hey, great mates.
And now, official panel member, Zoe.
Whoop whoop. Howdy. Hey. Hey there.
And before we get on to how everyone's week's was, I say it every time, and I'm going to keep saying it until you do it. But if you enjoy this podcast, and even if you don't, follow us on Twitter, which is @GamersWatchCrew. Subscribe to us on YouTube, which is youtube.com/GamersWatch. On your platform of choice, leave us a like, comment, or review. And then on YouTube, hit the notification bell to be reminded of when we're about to premiere, which is every Monday at 7:30 p.m. GMT, 2:30 p.m. Eastern, 11:30 a.m. Pacific. And buy the bloody merch. No one's buying the merch. Buy the bloody merch.
That's a mouthful.
It's not the first time. I'll move swiftly on. Anyway, how's everyone's weeks? How's your mum? She good? Oh, did you see what happened to Maureen's mother's daughter? What has she done to her hair? Oh, I know. But in all seriousness, how are you holding up, Duncan? Because obviously we had the Battlefield news recently, so I just wanted to know if you're all right.
Yeah, thanks, Shaun.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Don't be sad. This is just how it works out sometimes. Don't be sad. This is just how it works out sometimes.
Sorry, I'm fine, thanks, mate. I'm over it, so it's fine. But thanks for asking.
Good. Sorry, good to know. Zoe, how was your week?
It was, fine. Just not enough gaming. There's never enough gaming. Yeah, good. How was your week?
Pokemon filled. Still playing it. Still cracking on with it. I reached 100 hours today.
Has it even been 100 hours since it's been released?
Well, it's been a week and 3 days now. It's been out. So yeah, 100 hours. And I messaged Paul the other day as well.
Days?
1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4 days is 96, isn't it? 4 days, 4 hours. Out of 10 days.
Out of 10 days. Do you sleep? Do you work? Do you see anybody else in your life at all?
No, I just see Lucia. I don't sleep. I never. I've always struggled with sleep anyway, so I just play Pokemon through the night. But yeah, I was talking to Paul the other day as well, and I was like, normally with Pokemon games, I'll do this. I will like absolutely blitz them, and then I won't play Pokemon for quite a while, sort of thing, to let it sort of cool off. And I'm going straight into Shining Pearl after this, so I'm doing 2 Pokemon games back to back. I've lost my
Hardcore.
mind, lost me marbles.
I haven't played anything for like a week. Because I bought the PS4 to catch up on old single player games I missed out. But George has been playing Overcooked here with her sister for the past week, so I've just been shoved upstairs just on my own every evening. So
Just be booted out of your own sitting room.
yeah, I do. It makes her happy, so I don't mind. But you get some classic nuggets though, because have you ever played Overcooked?
I've played the first one, but not 2 yet.
I fucking love Overcooked.
How do you cope with the stress, Zoe, on it? Because I don't.
Mostly I scream at Paul for doing the wrong thing, now to the
Yeah.
point that Paul refuses to play Overcooked. And my other pal that I used to play it with moved off the mainland, so I think that speaks volumes.
Just to get away from it.
Yeah,
I'm the same.
get away from me.
I refuse to play with Georgia now. I think it's more reflection on me than her, because the game's designed to stress you out, and that annoys me. But then I enjoy listening to her scream at her sister instead, like, you pinched my chicken, and things like that. So. I don't know if I got this right. If I say Cheery Andraste to Zoe for joining, is that right?
Cheery Andrasta.
Yeah. Yeah. So I made the effort.
Close
Hello.
So of course Zoe's joined us permanently on the panel. So congratulations for that.
Thank you.
Welcome.
The official induction begins.
You don't do anything like that. Make you get up and sing a song. And of course, we can't forget about Harry, who's very upset that we outed himself probably as a nonce last week.
I was going to say, like you said a little while ago, he's the one that uses the word paedophile. We just said nonce.
And we did it as a joke, and he's been telling everyone. He was like, "Oh, the boys called me a paedophile last week."
But I feel like nonce covers a number of insults as well. Like, it doesn't actually have to mean paedophile.
Well, thank you. Exactly. So I mean, when you see the episode, we clarified the word nonce, but then he said what he said about the child, so we don't need to go about it anymore. But he did. He wants us to know. So boring, isn't it? That Halo. Halo's lost 90% of players in 2 months, so he was right all along. And you can send your apologies directly to him at HarryGoLocky on Twitter. So if anyone wants to send anyone any messages about Halo, directly to Harry and not us. We did ask him on, but he's probably just looking into mirror and wanking furiously at the vision of himself right now.
That's why he's got no socks.
Oh, there we go. the mystery
Now we know.
unravels further. That's why the towel's on the floor, just in case.
Just to
Oh, no.
Zoinks.
catch any missed drops.
Mystery solved.
Oh dear. But
Oh dear. That's him. He's away. It's just you and me now, Dunks.
Harry's not going to
note,
escape it.
He said it. He's done it. I don't know if he has. Just a joke. I think it seriously. Sorry, Harry.
We should just
but
put a
on-
disclaimer at the beginning of every pod now, just saying, like, anything said about Harry is likely made up, and even if he says it's probably not true.
well, funny you should say that. I was going to say Harry was actually funny this week, but that probably is made up as well. So on that note, obviously we spoiler alert, so we've retired Nonce Watch now, because it's probably going a little bit too far, and no one wants to lose their jobs over it. But we did have a late contender for it last week. That alleged comedian and bobble-headed twat Adam Conover, who made a video, was doing that a lot, saying about how Microsoft are making games cheaper, and Harry made a much funnier video. So you can imagine my surprise, laughing at a thing that Harry did. So, yeah,
With a more permanent pair of glasses, I am to understand.
I
Yeah.
love it if they stayed on.
Are they still there?
Um,
I don't think so. He sent a video of his game in 60 seconds for this week. If I remember right, the pen is not on his face anymore.
Or is it just wearing accurate enough
I-
colouring of foundation to cover it?
He's just got a pair of binoculars down the park instead. There we go. Not joke.
Someone's
In
like
fact, swish.
painted the rings on the like eye bits, so when he's
Yeah.
when he's peeping, it's just got the two marks there still.
Wasn't a good kid.
I was at
Right,
work.
we're not doing news anymore because it's always out of date. So what's the fucking point, eh? So what we did instead is that we asked our listeners on Twitter for some free content. Give us some questions to answer on the show instead. So I'll pose these to all of us. Crazy Louie asks, how sexy is Crazy Louie? And I'd like to take this one, if I may. Very sexy, Louis, if you're watching. He modelled a shirt most recently that he got from Dutch Midweek Mix Up, and he's confident, man. Confidence is sexy. So, and he's just a lovely bloke as well. For anyone, Louis, all right. Give him a follow because he's always really positive. Always pops up on me Twitter every day with a lovely little message to get you in your day. So appreciate you. We did get a message on that note from I'm not gonna say his name, who were calling us corporate piece of shit slaves, corporate slaves or something like that.
Mhm.
Don't want to criticise him or whatever, because me and Zoe were both kind of probably concerned about their mental welfare as kind of it went on a little bit. So it's just more to say that Twitter is already horrible most of the time anyway. So if you feel a bit stressed out, just reach out to someone. It's not nice reading horrible messages to people all the time, especially over consoles, because they're just things we all play to have fun. And there was I can't remember his name, but I know there was someone quite prominent in the old console war guff who's very poorly now, and I think he's kind of fairly terminal, which is really, really sad. But it's like, spent his kind of last healthy months arguing about a console, which is really sad. So just don't do it. Just try and be nice, pals. Just be nice. But if that guy does listen, hope you're feeling all right, mate. Really, because that was actually quite worrying to read. So give you a hug if I could. Back to being silly. Jordan, who has Nige. We love Jordan. Perfect Lazy Sunday, guys. Zoe, what's your perfect Lazy Sunday?
Oh, waking up to a cup of tea, plopping myself down at my setup and just playing Xbox all day. For sure.
Nice.
That is it. Simple life.
Do you find I have to wake up with a cup of tea? I can't. People are like, I need my coffee. Cup of tea all day.
I used to manage fine, and now that I'm almost 30, I really need caffeine to help me in the mornings. I don't know why I'm suffering so bad these days, but I can't function without a cup of tea.
Hey, does it get easier?
Don't tell me that. It's all downhill from here.
I'm 37 next week, and every morning is a struggle now to get up. Probably because I've got a tiny bladder and piss all night. Shaun, what's your perfect lazy Sunday, mate?
Oh, very similar but slight adjustments. I'd say for breakfast, it's got to be like a proper Sunday sort of, like an egg and bacon muffin or some sort of toasted bagel. Gaming in the morning,
Fancy.
and then perfect Sunday would be a bit of Formula One around lunchtime. and then just more gaming until I fall asleep at like 4 a.m. Monday, and then back to the grind on Monday.
Nice. Mine's kind of relatively similar. Wow, one interesting question. Thanks, Jordan.
Who would have thought that everyone's perfect Sunday on a gaming podcast would be games?
He's doing nothing. Yeah. I like to make a traditional British dinner, like a shepherd's pie or a stew, on a Sunday morning, and then lounge around a bit. That's it, really. Move on.
I haven't had a
Clearly, you've got to start with
shepherd's pie and
caffeine to
yolks.
get the.
Always go for a cup of tea because I wake up earlier than Georgia anyway. So I always have a big cup of tea, a little game, and then just have a little lounge. Sundays are my favourite days. I hate Saturdays. Might be controversial, but I don't like I feel like there's pressure on a Saturday to do something, and if I don't want to do anything, I feel bad. Anyone else? Just me. Just me.
Kind of. I mean, I have to work Saturdays now, so that's kind of muted my weekends. But
I recently stopped working Saturday and now do a Monday to Friday, and so I'm just not willing to accept that I have to do shit on a Saturday. So I don't subscribe to that. Saturday is just an extension of a lazy Sunday. Yeah.
No, I wish I felt it's like a real mental block for me. I feel like I have to do something on a Saturday, otherwise I feel miserable. Should probably see a therapist, I guess. Geordie asks, would you rather have dicks for fingers or testicles for toes? I'll open the floor to that one. I know what I'd choose.
I would choose dicks for fingers just because of the pure agony of stubbing your toe if it's a testicle. Jesus Christ! Or like getting it caught under something. Like
like
at
banging
work
we've got toe on a table.
Oh yeah, and like at work we've got this like metal gate, but it's risen off the floor ever so slightly, and because I'm clumsy as fuck, I always somehow manage to leave my foot slightly in front of where the gate's going to close, so it's like slam on top of my foot. If I had testicles for toes, I wouldn't be walking.
So you'd rather have 10 dicks on your hands?
I'd say dicks. Yeah, I'll just be
hold on. Do you
constant
still
cosplay.
keep your thumbs?
Oh,
do you still keep your thumbs? Because it's only fingers, so
he hasn't specified.
Yeah.
So Geordie, for listening, if you could specify, just be a bit more thorough with your questions. Really,
if you've got dicks for fingers, you just go around cosplaying as salad fingers the whole time. No one knows the difference.
Oh, you rusty spoons. Zoe, what would you rather?
I can't even decide. I'm like sitting staring at the question, and I think the sensible response is probably testicle toes. It's particularly given what I do for a living, which is so much touching people's faces. I think I'd be out of a job.
Pluck an eyebrow. Oh, sorry, in the nose again. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm doing a set of eyelashes, I'm like touching their face for 2.5 hours. I can't imagine anyone being happy with 8 dicks resting on their forehead for 2.5 hours.
I'm sure that's a category on Pornhub somewhere. I would go for testicle toes. Steel toe cap boots. There you go. Solve that issue.
Yeah, but you're gonna have 5 of them squished in there.
Yeah, but I'd rather that than. I mean, this is the other thing, right? Do they get? Do your dick fingers get hard? Because then
there's so many layers to this question.
Trying to lift a heavy object like
floppy.
Exactly. Yeah, Geordie, do better with your questions, man.
No, Geordie, this is a great question. You just need to specify more.
Exactly, just more detail.
Trying to carry something if they've gone floppy. Like, why'd you drop it? I slipped through my dicks.
But then also, what if you're in like a work meeting and all of a sudden your fingers go really hard?
Can you type an email?
Angela from HR is looking at you like, what the fuck's going on here? You know?
Well, hold on. I now have a question as you know, a gaming podcast. How would you game with dicks for fingers?
You'd have to have the adaptive controller.
The adaptive controller.
Like,
you would not be able to use a normal controller.
No.
So do you want to change your answer then, Shaun?
No, I'll stay. So it's we've got one of each answer at least. Also, how long are they? Are they like little chodes or proper like hanging ones?
Oh, well, I read it as just replace your dick with it.
Or
So I'd have wildly
Well-
different size gloves depending on the situation.
I have many questions about this for my own answer then. And hold on, do you then have fingers poking out your crotch as well?
Oh my god, there's so many layers. Right, well, thanks, Geordie. In next door to you, Zoe asks, how many Disney collectibles do you have, Shaun?
Oh, I don't know why
Should we do a
Paul's asking that.
sweepstake?
Really, as if like I'm a Disney nut or something.
Nice.
Timing.
I'll get.
Nice.
I'll record a little video tomorrow morning. I'll put this in, so as you can see it now. Welcome to my my Disney home. Come on in. You'll catch a cold if you stay outside. Leave your shoes by the door, though. I don't want you traipsing shit up the stairs. And ignore the twat cat. Yeah, I've got quite a few. I literally can't name it off the top of my head. But it's a mix of, because both me and Lucia have been Disney nuts for a long time. So sort of when we like moved in together, it combined two already oversized collections into like one massive collection. And because our flat,
Did you have
is
any
so
doubles?
small, surprisingly, no doubles. But well, a lot of hers is like the sort of Disney princesses and that, and mine's very much. Most of my stuff is Fantasia and like Sorcerer Mickey, just because I love Fantasia. It's amazing. But yeah, the flat's so small as well that everything's cramped, so it looks like a hoarder's flat. But I promise you, once we have a house, once we get that mortgage, it will be a bit more spaced out and clean and tidy. And also, my gaming
Hoarder's
stuff's
Disney
all shoved in
collection.
here because everything else is Disney everywhere. So, yeah. Too many to count,
Cool.
Paul, is the answer.
Could you tell him? Give me a nudge.
Do you want me to relay that back right now?
That's right. No, he's editing, isn't he? Don't want
Oh,
to
wait.
again. And he wants to know how long what is my hair routine and how long is it? So coconut oil is the secret I found. There's no sulfates and phosphates in that, which makes my hair go frizzy. So what I usually do, I start off with an Alpecin anti-dandruff, just on the scalp there, just to keep it clean, and then I'll go to a Palmer's coconut oil shampoo, which obviously again only do the top there because the oils will naturally run down to the tips. And then what I'll do then is I'll wring out all the water. So then when I use the conditioner, it sticks in. So then I put the coconut oil conditioner in, tie my hair up, do my normal washing, and I use soap because I like to reduce my plastics. Leave it in for about 5 to 10 minutes whilst I wash everything else up. And then when I get out of the shower, I wring it out again, and then I put in some John Frieda frizzies into my hair whilst it's still wet. And then I will spray some detangling coconut oil leave-in conditioner by Palmer's again, and then I'll brush that through, and then I'll leave my hair to air dry during the day so the heat doesn't damage it. And when my hair is dry, then I'll use a tiny little pea-sized amount of coconut oil balm and I rub that into the tips.
Just the tips.
Just the tips. So there you go. Thanks for asking. Protofo, what a great name that is. What was your first Xbox/PlayStation achievement /trophy? Sorry.
Fuck if I know. Jeez. Christ, what was the first game I ever played? The first game that Paul ever made me play, I'm pretty sure, was Borderlands. So it will have been some easy ass achievement to get on there because I never played it for long enough to get anything decent on it. So something on Borderlands.
Fair enough. Shaun, I've got. I think I know the game with mine, but I don't know what it was.
Yeah. Mine's I don't know what the exact achievement was, but I know what the game was because the first game I ever bought along with my Xbox 360 was Viva Pinata, so it was a Viva Pinata achievement I would have got.
Nice. I think mine was Call of Duty 2, whatever came out on launch day on the 360. What is your proudest gaming moment? I'll go first. That's right, boss. Mine was when me and Georgia completed It Takes Two together because that was like the first proper game that we played together, and Georgia was like never really played like a proper game, and I was really proud of her, of us, mainly her, for completing it because it was really good. Shaun?
I will, instead of doing a mirror version but with Lucia, I will go for one that's kind of still in the works, but it's nearly finished now. On Pokemon Home, I nearly have a complete living dex, which anyone who doesn't know what living dex is, it's basically, instead of having had a version of each Pokemon at some point, you have each version. So instead of a Machamp that's been evolved from the previous, you have a Machop, Machoke, Machamp sort of thing. So it's like one of each single Pokemon, and I nearly have that now in Pokemon Home.
Bless you.
Sad, isn't it?
Not at all. It's your passion.
I'm
And I
proud, but
saw-
I won't tell anyone in public.
When I saw Paulie refurbished an old Pokemon Blue cartridge, and he started playing it on his TikTok,
Mm-hmm.
the theme tune took me way back. I fucking loved that when I was a kid. Zoe, what's your proudest game at the moment?
It might have been, as I said in like 3 episodes ago, when I finished the first game I ever finished, which was Contrast. But it might actually be in the first lockdown where I had fuck all to do except play Xbox, and I prestiged Call of Duty, and I was like, oh, look at me, I'm up with the big boys. I know how to use a shooter now.
That's not quite a. I mean, I think if I got Georgia to play, she'd really struggle with the first-person shooter. I think it's like quite. If you're brand new to gaming, I reckon that's quite a hard thing to do.
I had a fairly intensive course though, you know, going from like
Right.
gaming on the weekends or after work from time to time to having 4 months of not working and only getting up to play Xbox. It's quite an intensive training
Oh,
session.
fair.
So yeah.
Probably one for Shaun. Given that God is infinite and the universe is also infinite, would you like a toasted tea cake? Yeah, cool. A little Red Dwarf reference through there that I completely missed, and she went out to remind me.
No baps, no buns,
Dwarf.
no crumpets, as he says. No smegging toast. But I do like toasted tea cakes, I must say. They are nice.
Does it ever make talking about Smeg? Does the name of the
Oh, God.
fridge company ever make you laugh?
Yeah, my cousin's got a
Oh,
Smeg
right.
fridge, and every time I go to theirs, I'm like,
That's childish. I
listen.
don't know. I'd love a Smeg, although I
And
don't
also-
like it.
Also, our golden retriever dog that we had was called Meg, so her nickname just gradually became Smeg.
So glad you said Meg. Nice. Was she a bit
You're Meg.
smeggy?
Charles, she every time we'd take her for a walk, she would find the smallest pile of like fox shit and roll straight in it each time. It's like, the bastard. How do you manage to find that?
Smeggy.
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 So
moving on to the next segment.
Oh,
nice. So I've titled this segment "Mon to the Max." Sean, take it away, mate.
Yeah. So it was basically last week we spoke about Pokemon Legends Arceus, and it occurred to me watching the episode back that we didn't actually explain what the big changes or like new features were. So for people like you, Duncan, or even people that haven't played Pokemon just for like a few years or so, they might not actually know what me and Paul were talking about when we were saying like certain things or like different words. So I've made a little video package just outlining the biggest changes that have come to Pokemon Arceus Legends. And I've done it in the style of an introductory video for a holiday tourist package. Take it away. Hello there, and welcome to Hisui, a place inhabited far and wide by the spookiest, cutest, and face-plastered literally everywhere creatures known as Pokemon. While we're sure you've visited many regions before, we believe we offer an experience unlike anything you've witnessed. So pull up your pants, tie up those laces, grab that gear, and come with us as we show you Pokemon like never before. Before you begin your journey, please note that we here at Hisui do dabble in a bit of discrimination. Therefore, we ask that any Pokemon not on our list of 242 be left behind at the door before proceeding to check-in. Once you've reached check-in, you'll be given your very own Pokédex. Unlike more basic regions you visited, the Hisui Pokédex doesn't rely solely on catching Pokemon. Instead, you can interact with Pokemon in a variety of ways in order to complete research tasks. Our innovative and groundbreaking Pokédex allows you to truly make your adventure your own. With Pokédex in hand, you're now ready to begin exploring the open world. Here at Hisui, we don't believe in routes, towns, cities, or a majority of caves and ruins. Instead, we believe you should be free to roam the land just as the Pokemon do. However, our non-linear approach to exploration does bring with it some other changes, such as how to catch Pokemon. Let's take a closer look at that now. Other regions, with their lazy approach to catching Pokemon, ask you to simply press a button and hope for the best. At Hisui, we believe there's a greater sense of pride and accomplishment when you have to aim your throws too. It can be tricky to get used to at first, but just remember, catching isn't the only way to fill your Pokédex here. At Hisui, it's all about the interaction. With that research task complete, let's take a look at Alpha Pokemon and the battling system. Alpha Pokemon are the gimmick Pokemon of the Hisui region. Think Pokemon on a little bit of steroids. They're bigger, stronger, and harder to catch. So make sure your Pokemon are prepared for a battle. Because we here in Hisui are committed to making actual changes to the Pokemon formula, we've introduced both agile and strong variations of each move. Both will cost 2 PP instead of the usual 1, but can help swing the tide of battle in your favour. Agile style will increase your action speed, giving you a greater chance of moving first, but with a reduction in the move's power. On the other hand, strong style will beef up your Pokemon's move, but slow it down, giving the opposing Pokemon a greater chance of moving first. However, even with these tools at your disposal, be warned that Alpha Pokemon are highly aggressive, and any form of underestimation may leave your Pokemon in tatters. Luckily, at Hisui, we also provide the means for you and your Pokemon to unwind, relax, and enjoy some cool down time together after a hard day's battling. With ample opportunities at Hisui, there's no excuse not to let your Pokemon out of their balls for some quality bonding. Whether it be for a quick pint and a kip, a splash around at the Alabaster Hot Springs, or catching a flick at the Jubilife Village Cinema. Whatever your Pokemon needs, we've got them here at Hisui. We hope you found this introduction video to the Hisui region helpful and are looking forward to all the adventures you and your Pokemon can experience here. And from all of us here, have fun and welcome to Hisui. Hisui, make the most of it because we probably won't bring over the best features into our next region. Done.
Welcome back. Thanks for the clarification on those points on Pokemon Arceus, Shaun.
Mad and lightning.
It's alright. glad you
I learned so
definitely all
much.
100% enjoyed it.
I'm gonna rush out and buy it as soon as the episode finishes.
Or
Yeah.
download it while we're recording.
It's not that enlightening.
That's not my thing anymore. I think it probably is. I haven't got the patience anymore for massive games. I think it's pretty much my issue now. Because I started playing Monster Hunter World I think it was after you said about how the levels are staged a bit like Monster Hunter World, where it's kind of different, like biomes or whatever. I've been playing that again. on and off. Fucking hell, amazing. So good, isn't it? Nothing to do with anything. So this segment, where we're going to actually be kind of serious, I guess, is about game reviews, and if you think they matter. So that Sifu martial arts game came out a couple of days ago, and bowl accounts, everyone seems to love it, and that's only got 81 on Metacritic. And Dying Light 2, which I haven't seen anyone complain about, is on 77, which are regarded as average scores. But the games are universally loved by players. Pardon me. And even before the games came out, the only thing I saw about it was people were guessing what the scores were going to be. So my question to you guys: so do you give a shit about review scores? Like when new game's coming out, do you pay attention to them at all? And do you think they really matter? Shaun, what do you think?
No, I don't. They do matter for certain aspects for some reason. Scores like I know some developers have like in the contracts, if it gets above a certain Metacritic score, they'll get like a bonus and sort of thing, which it baffles me still. But I personally don't pay attention at all to scores for reviews. I'll read reviews and watch reviews and look at the gameplay and listen to what the person's saying about the game instead of paying attention to the score, which I think is something the industry should focus on more. But obviously scores are what they get to slap on the box and stuff like that. So I'd say reviews matter, scores shouldn't.
But do you go out looking for reviews now, or have you kind of made your mind up on a game? So if, for example, Pokemon got shit reviews, would you have still bought it, or would you have already made your mind up on it?
No, if it got absolutely horrendous, if people in the reviews were saying about loads of problems, then I probably would have held off for a little while and then watched like some gameplay of people playing through it to make my mind up. But that's what I mean. Like reviews still have a purpose. Like you should look at reviews before you decide whether a game's worth purchasing or not. Just don't focus on score. Don't keep it all on score, because there's so many reviews as well where you'll see someone praising the hell out of the game, and then at the end they'll be like 6, or vice versa. They'll moan and moan and moan. They'll be like 9.5. It's like, well,
and then you almost
reflect
you can't,
the review.
like you can't get past that number. Like, well, that's must be average then. What about you, Zoe? Because also you're kind of relatively new to gaming, I guess.
Yeah, I would still say new. I think it depends on the game. If it's something like what I would assume how Shaun feels about Pokemon, I probably wouldn't give a fuck what anyone else says about it. I would just be like, getting it. It's part of the collection. I don't care. But I think that the enjoyment of games is so objective. You can't possibly say that a game is good or not based off of like one person's review. So the thing that I would look for in reviews is, does the game work? Is it buggy as hell? Like, is it gonna just drop out in the middle of a match of something? Or, you know, how does it actually work? Rather than the gameplay, is it enjoyable? I don't think that other people's opinion really has any basis. And as we know, someone will go on to a review site and say, was enjoying this game up until this point, and I do not recommend it. And then they'll play a further 11 hours of it. So,
on Flynn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny enough actually, because I was speaking to great mate Emily, all right, from Studio Thunderhorse, who made Flynn, and it was pretty much so, because I mean I personally I don't really care about like Metacritic scores anymore. But I was interested to know kind of what it's like from a developer's point of view, because I imagine if it's something that you've made, you kind of want the like the pat on the back. And it was pretty much that. So I mean, I think I should probably kind of like read it back through again. But it's very much like, you know, you really like to see the good score, because it's almost like a well done, and you've done really well. But when you were saying, just I don't know actually, play Flynn, play Flynn, Son of Crimson, so fucking good. Like I don't know how we haven't played it yet. so fucking good. Yeah, because I'm thinking like when I used to play games when I was a kid, I never read a review because it was like there was no internet or anything. That's how old I am. So like I love the process of getting on a bus, going into Kingston, going into Electronics Boutique or HMV or whatever, and just looking at the back of a box and thinking the pictures were, oh, that game looks wicked, and I'll take it home.
Mhm.
And I almost kind of worry now that there was a period of time where I was like just so like overly influenced by reviews. So like it says Shaun, if something gave it a 6, I'd be like, nah, it's fucking shit, I won't play it then. But I'm just not making my own opinion on it anymore. So now kind of I've really kind of since doing the show and since I've been on Twitter a bit more, I try to just like take the plunge quite a lot more. Not anymore on AAA games because they can all fuck off because of bollocks to them. But especially on indie games, so like I will rarely read up on an indie game before I buy it. I just think, oh, that's pretty cool, and I'll just buy it based off a couple of pictures. And 9 times out of 10, it's an absolute banger. That's like Golf Club Wastelands. Didn't read a review on it beforehand, just bought it, loved it. Didn't know anything about Flynn, played it, loved it. Lake, like the same thing. So I really try and not kind of pay any attention to what people think about games anymore. But if you need convincing, do you guys have any like outlets that you trust to kind of that you would read up on?
No, there is. I must admit, there isn't really a specific like outlet that I'll make sure to read the reviews of. I more just sort of search like the game title review, and then I'll just go through several different ones, get all the different opinions, so you can sort of kind of gauge if everything's leaning to a certain way or if it's more like split. And then if it is split, you sort of look to see what reviewer has the like sort of their tastes match yours the most, because obviously you're more likely to have the same opinion as them then. So it's basically just getting like an aggregate of reviews. That's what I do, especially if it's like Pokemon, where I am really hyped for it. I just want to watch more and more gameplay and clips of it because I just can't wait. Time slows down massively the last like 2 days before launch of a big game.
Mm.
It's like
Do you,
Christmas.
do you have anywhere, Zoe, that will frequent if you're on the fence about a game?
I would probably just ask Harry, and if he says it's shite, then I'll buy it.
Oh, you're gonna be out of money soon.
Yeah.
But typically, if Harry hates a game, it's probably pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good barometer for how good a game is, really. I mean, I've got a few, so I don't really go to sites like IGN or GameSpot or anything because I'm very skeptical, and I'm probably massively wrong about it. But part of my job is kind of negotiating kind of like trading agreements. So we'll advertise this product on site for X amount of time, but then there's lots of things like if you don't do this, then we'll pull a budget from you, whatever. So I always feel a bit kind of skeptical on things like IGN, GameSpot, Eurogamer when you have the wallpaper of the site is Call of Duty, Wanky Warfare, or whatever that's coming out, and then they'll give it like an 8 out of 10, and I think and I just like, well, objectively, we all know without playing it, it's just going to be just a bit shit, and it's not going to be that good. So I'm always like really skeptical of those kind of sites that obviously are massively funded by advertising. I might be wrong, but it's just like a personal little thing. But I really like things like there's 3 sites that I go to. Well, not sites, but we've got that Skill Up guy on YouTube's really good. The ACG, who goes on Dutch's show, Midweek Mix Up quite a lot. They're kind of like my 2 most trusted because you feel like they will tell you if it's shite or not. And I feel like if I'm on the fence about a game, because I think Skill Up was talking about, I was watching a review for Monster Hunter Rise the other day because I was on the fence, and he's like, "No, it's good." And I know that if I buy it, it's going to be good. And also Game Ranks with that Jake Baldino guy. Just I don't know. I feel like they're trustworthy enough for me just to be like, yeah, okay, their opinion matters. But then also kind of like independent places like Complete Xbox and Xbox Era. I don't know. Big up Dave, Knackerback. Genuinely the nicest guy I've ever spoken to. So much love, Dave. If you're listening, hope you're right, mate. Give him a big cuddle if I could see him. But just going back to what Emily was saying, sorry. So saying it's just basically like for developers. If you see like a nice score on Steam or Metacritic in particular, because it like aggregates everyone else's scores. So it's also just like a nice big pat on the back and recognition of what you've done. But then I mean, when she mentioned the other day about that person who played it for nearly 12 hours and gave it like not recommended, I think I'd find that really hard to take. Because I don't know if my skin is thick enough to put my stuff out there. Well, actually, we do it every week, so people could say that hairy guy's a cunt, and that really upset me, and I wouldn't never want to do it again because I've got really fragile ego.
But no one's going to say that, Dungs.
Shut up, you. But you know what I mean.
They're just like shitting in their hands and clapping.
Yeah, but it's just like every dickhead on Twitter's got an opinion, haven't they? So. Yeah.
But sorry to interrupt. Similarly, I think that if there's a particular game that you're looking for reviews of, check in on Twitter for just like your average gamer and their review of it, rather than like a journalistic sort of site that is either like paid or promoted to write something on it. I think that getting an independent random gamer's opinion can sometimes be worth it as well. And like you say as well, like going back through what else they've looked at and other games that they've enjoyed and seeing whether that aligns with what you enjoy as well.
Well, like your guys' video on Operation Tango, because I had no idea about that, and it looks so fucking brilliant.
It's so good.
Yeah, and it's things like that, kind of people like you trust their opinion of. I know if I play that, I'll love it because you guys love it so much. But yeah, I think it's just follow your own compass, I guess, with reviews. I don't know what I don't know what the moral of the story is really.
Yeah, just weed out, find ones that will match you, I guess. Like this, it was basically what we were talking about the other week with Colin Moriarty being on the old retired nonce watch, and them saying about if you review games on easy mode, then your review doesn't count. Essentially, it's like no, there's so many different subcategories of gamers now that there's always like whatever sort of style of review you go for, it's always going to be able to be catered to someone now. So it's just a case of finding people that review games that have the sort of similar taste to you, and they review it in the sort of style that suits you as well. Weeding out
a couple of, I think, pardon me, I think it was a couple of years ago that Eurogamer used to. There was a running joke that he used to hand out 8 out of 10 on everything, and everyone would be like, "This is an 8 out of 10, but this isn't. Why is this better than that?" And that was like the barometer for a good game. But then they did away with review scores altogether. But then you actually, I much prefer that. I hate looking at scores because then you're actually just like reading or listening about what the actual game is rather than just scrolling to the end of a review. 6 out of 10. No, you're right.
Yeah, you're listening to why they like or dislike a game. But there's always going to be some dickhead that says something that's like unpopular just for clout, just to become the popular guy who's getting hits online. So they might really enjoy a game but say they hate it because no one else is saying that.
It's funny you mention that because obviously our mate Jordan has been playing Dying Light 2, and he plays a ton of games, so I completely trust what he says. And he absolutely loves Dying Light, and I think a GameSpot gave it like 6 out of 10, and you almost just feel like, oh, you're just trying to be edgy. Like everyone seems to say objectively this game's brilliant. So what are you seeing that it's so crap? But it's interesting that you say, Shaun, about how like difficulty in games as well, because we're working on something for the channel as well about that. But then also, everything's just so objective. You can't. I don't see how you can take one person's opinion. Some people get got so shitty. Like Halo, for example. Some people loved it. Some people thought it was fine. Some people are Harry. But then if you like it, great. Who gives a fuck if no one else does? I think that's always the issue. Like when you have the console one, it's so fucking pathetic. Who gives a fuck really? What if Zoe? If you didn't like Stardew Valley, I'm like, oh, fair enough. Just what does it matter to my enjoyment if someone doesn't like what you like?
I think Gears of War is shit, and we can still all talk like friends.
I agree with you on that. It's really boring. Shaun, do you like it? Do you?
I love it. To be fair, I think one of the main reasons why I like it so much is I used to be like a complete wuss. I couldn't deal with any sort of like gore, jump scares, and stuff like that. And Gears of War was the first sort of proper violent, gory game I played and like enjoyed, I guess. So I think that's why it's sort of stuck with me more than it has perhaps other people as well. And then also I've read the books and I really enjoyed reading the books. So it's what it is.
You can turn the gore off as well, though, can't you?
I don't know. I literally the first time I played it was around one of my friend's house in co-op. So we were just playing it as is. But yeah, really liked it. I was like, I ain't scared of this. And then the spider fucking lookalike creature thing came along, and that I was petrified of because I'm a massive arachnophobe. So yeah,
Me too, babe.
Gears of War.
Me too.
Love it or hate it. But the thing as well with review scores is games are so it's just too hard to like summarize every single aspect and detail of a game, from like the graphics to the like mechanics to the feel to the sound to the look. It's too hard to narrow it down to a 1 to 10 scale or 1 to 100 or A to F, whatever the fuck you use, which is why I just don't get the focus on the score over the actual context of the review. Like for me personally, and this is something I'm pretty sure I've said to Duncan and Harry when we've discussed like doing reviews, is the perfect way to end a review for me would be pros of the game, cons of the game, what type of gamers would enjoy it, what type of gamers wouldn't enjoy it, just so you're giving everyone that reads it sort of a rough idea of whether it will be the sort of game for them, without just being like, oh, really good, 7 somehow.
Yeah, it always makes you laugh when people on Twitter are like, I've played this game, my review score is 7.24 out of 10. So okay, well, how have you come to that? Just pick a number out of your arse and apply it to a game. It all seems a bit funny, but it's like 7 is this game's average number. How is 7 out of 10 a bad number? Nuts, isn't it?
Yeah.
When we started reviewing in our Don't Stop the Co-op, when we first started doing that, we reviewed a couple games, and then I was like, why are we reviewing? No one gives a fuck what we think of anything. They're either going to play it or they're not. So we just scrapped that because our opinion doesn't matter for shit.
But the thing is, with when people, I was going to say, when people are watching you play games, they're going to get your opinion anyway, just from your like reactions and to playing the game. Yeah. So it doesn't. You can like review a game without it actually being a review, technically, I guess, because people will still be able to see how you find the game and how they might find the game if they share similar tastes to you.
Yeah.
Cool. Good. Nailed it. Just on GameSpot, they gave Dying Light 2 a 6 and Battlefield 2042 a 7, which should tell you everything you need to know about these companies. So I think we're going to move on to Gaming 60 Seconds now. So we don't want to ruin it for Thistle Lou.
So I'll just fuck off.
Do you want to hang about, come back in a minute, say goodbye? What do you want to do?
I'll just take my headset off and be lingering, and then just like chuck it in the Discord or tweet me when you want me back. Right. Or just like wave your arms around frantically because you'll still be on my screen.
Okay. Just go stand at the back and stare at us.
Okay, see you in a minute.
It's like some horror film just stood by the door looking.
Yeah.
Staring at you. Aye.
So for any new viewers, Zoe and Paul are from Thistle Do Gaming, and they have a show. God, always erring a lot, aren't I today? And they have a show called Game of 600 Seconds, where they try and guess our game of 60 seconds, which is what we're going to do now. But obviously we don't want Zoe to get the answer already, so that's why she's just taking a few seconds to bugger off. I haven't seen Harry's clue yet, Sean. Oh, actually, should we explain what Game of 60 Seconds is?
Probably best, yeah.
Rather than explaining someone else's content. So Game of 60 Seconds is a segment, funnily enough, where we give some clues on a game, and you've got to guess it within 60 seconds. It usually takes us a few seconds really to do the clue, and it's high quality content really. So should we play Harry's one first? Because Harry's a poorly boy or something. He's had a kid and he's left for a little bit. Although he hasn't really, because he's still hanging about.
He'll be typing away in the live chat right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
roll his VT.
So let's carry on.
I just want to say, when we had that problem with the episode yesterday, and it's probably like shit, everyone was being really supportive, like, oh, it's fine, it's YouTube, like YouTube fucks up sometimes. Harry was the only one like, fuck this shit. I've had enough of this. I'm gonna unsubscribe.
You fucking weren't even on the show, you silly prick. What are you doing? I was half expecting him to walk down the park and make a video. Just. I was doing so well.
Hey, it's Harry here from Gamers Watch, and I can't be on the show this week because my little lad's ill because he fell out of a window onto Duncan. My Game in 60 Seconds clue this week is that bloke just can't stop writing top 40s. That bloke, he just can't stop writing top 40s. And that is not very good. Also, just wanted to clear up something. I'm not a fucking nod.
So that was Harry's video. Don't know what it is. So my clue this week, Shaun, is fucking shit. Because as you know, I made it up. I made my clue minutes before we start recording. No, it's not very good at all. So it's midnight. This is not very good, is it? I'll do it again. I'd like to repeat myself. Midnight.
I don't. I have no idea what it's. I don't know whether to go down like the chef kiss route or like the love route or moon. But
I think they both are relevant to it. Zoe and Paul, when you do this for your episode, it is on Game Pass before you ask. I actually got that off Game Pass counter, so thanks for that website, Barry. I really fucking hope he sees it and gets the ump with me. I'm just gonna wreck him. I'm gonna fucking wreck him. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Go to St. Louis and kick him in the shins. I was looking. Can you just shout? He's playing Overcooked. So what have you got? Midnight. Have you got it?
No, the only game that I can think of related to any of those sort of things is Moonlighter, but I don't get the lighter bit. I've only got to Moon.
No. Do you want the answer?
Yeah, go on.
Question mark. Because I'm not even sure about that one.
Nah, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Apologies. This will do. What's your one, Shaun?
I'm gonna have to apologize to them as well. So normally I do like a image one, but this one popped into my head just randomly while I was working on a laptop, and I thought it's so shit, utterly shit, and an absolute stretch as to the game that I've got to do it just to wind Paul and Zoe up to see if they can guess it. I've got to try and get through this. Okay. So the clue is, it's him. It's the guy that makes those films with the really shitty twists. Oh, what's his name? Him over there. Bloody hell! It's on the tip of my tongue. It's so bad.
What the hell? I know who you mean. What fucking game is that?
Oh, it's
I'm
so
not.
bad.
I don't want to say it because I don't want to help them come to it.
Well, I'll bleep it out if you say anything related.
Well, I know it's the shitty twist.
Yeah.
I've got no idea.
Oh God.
No.
Okay. If I do it like Harry used to
Not
do his,
that.
where he would say like the thing that it sounds nothing like, and then gradually gets to the actual title of the game.
Oh,
If I say the first bit, I'll see if
it's
you.
one of those, right?
I'll see if you can get it from just the first bit. Get ready for the longest bleep possible in Gamers Watch history as well. Okay, so.
Yeah.
Fucking horrendous.
Fucking dreadful. That is.
Oh, it's gonna piss them right off.
That is one of the worst. That is worse than Lake.
That's the worst done. Oh my jaw.
So we wait. Oh wait. Put it down the brew. Come on the brew.
Hey.
I think.
Oh wait, I haven't turned myself up. Hey.
Hey, I think Shaun owes you an apology in advance.
Oh fuck! What have you done?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
What did you do?
You'll find out when you
just
get.
Just make sure you're nice and calm when you're recording Gaming 600.
Oh. Why you do this?
It's
horrendous.
I love Gaming 600 anyway, but I'm especially excited about this episode.
Shit, is it worse than Lake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
no.
It's a bigger stretch than Stretch Armstrong.
Oh Christ, on a bike, man. Okay.
It's worse than anything Harry's ever come up with.
Worse than the Fritzels.
Yeah.
Not in taste.
It comes in tiers though.
Not in taste.
Yeah, it comes in tiers because like the Fritzel ones are just a bit like, and then Lake is just like, mate, not fucking why.
Yeah.
It's more Lake. Like it's not bad taste or like offensive or anything like that. It's just really shit.
It's a matter of opinion.
We're really politically correct on the Gamers Watch, so we never do anything out that's bad taste. I think that's it then, isn't it? And a shorter episode today because seeing how it goes, really. Hopefully people stick around for a bit longer. when they're watching.
We're actually under the hour mark.
Yes, we are, aren't we?
If you do it in 27 seconds.
Little high five. Boop. Boop, boop, boop.
I mean, this is now put us over the hour, but
It's like a bad TikTok transition.
Oh.
do I
haven't
edit it so
forgiven
it is?
Paul yet. Just so you know, Zoe, I haven't forgiven Paul for using that "Oh No" soundtrack on one of his TikToks.
I filed for divorce, so you know you don't.
So disappointed. But I'll get you those content. So that's it. Thanks. Thank you, Zoe, for coming on, and welcome again. Even though I thought you were already part of the gang for a few weeks, but thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me. Thanks for continuing to have me and for accepting me as one of your own.
Sorry.
One of the boys.
Let's.
I love the enthusiasm that Duncan shows once the last segment's done. Everything's right. Yeah, that's that.
Next.
I'm full of beans, mate, all the time. What are you on about?
How's the Red Bull going?
It's bad, really, because I had a migraine this morning because I slept funny because I get it like the back of my neck at the top. So I had a couple of cocodamol in the morning, start the day off right, and hasn't shifted. So I've taken loads of caffeine, and now my headache's even worse. So just going to go and have a nosebleed, I think. And lie there in the bath and just nod off. I mean, I'm fine, thanks. Sure. Red Bull went down a treat. Just drink more water, really. Is what I should probably do. Serve that poison.
Yeah, I need to drink more water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, lifestyle podcast. Drink more water.
Yeah, drink more water and milk. I'll have a nice glass of milk before bed.
Ugh.
Oh, I can't drink milk on its own. It has to be with tea or coffee. I can't even when Lucia has cereal, she'll drink like the bit of leftover milk. I can't do that either. I have to leave it.
No, I don't drink leftover milk in cereal. You guys are tea drinkers, right? We've established that. Mm-hmm. What about Earl Grey tea? Does anyone have a little perfume, a little Earl Grey?
It is like drinking perfume, isn't it? It's not. It's not the best. Like
Earl Grey with a little bit of almond milk. Delicious. So
I have to give that a try.
Not pass.
I can't use some talcum powder on that forehead, isn't it?
Look at this.
Lighthouse over. It's just unbelievably hot.
Am I really shiny? I'm always shiny.
Not at all. Why have me and Shaun got like a yellowy glow and you've got a nice cool...
I'm guessing our lights are... Like our actual lights above us are yellow. I know mine is.
Talk about lights. Want to see what's really cool? My lampshade is a Death Star. Look at that. Oh, keep going.
Are we gonna lose it?
You can't really see it. It's a Death Star. Look at it. You can't make it out at all. It's like a lampshade, isn't it? There you go.
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How cool is that?
That is cool.
There you go.
That's really cool.
Oh, fuck it. All done. You just decided to give up as soon as the last segment is done.
This is like when your parents are trying to Skype you.
And they do that thing where they're just like glasses at the end of the nose.
Oh, where are my glasses? Oh, here's some.
They've always got it down in the Discord selfie angle.
Yeah.
We've established as well that with Paul's lashes being so long, he looks like this at the camera when he's recording. Sorry, baby. He looks at this like the camera when he's recording, and he's always like. So I told him it's like he's staring over an imaginary pair of glasses to try and see what they're doing.
I'm not going to see that now. Every video I can look at Paul like. What's he really gassing about?
He's like, it can't be unseen. Don't out me. Please don't out me.
Well, I've seen it. Now I'm going to see it now. We bloody love Paul, don't we? So it's fine. Don't worry
He's
about it.
alright. He can stay.
What? My monitor.
Alright.
Yeah, my monitor was on a wonk, so I just sorted it out. What, Sean?
Okay.
Why do I do this every week? I just every like you say, when the last segment's done, I'm like, fuck it, whatever.
It's just, I'm not complaining. It just cracks me up how you'll have like this proper thought out answer during a segment, and then as soon as that segment's done, the reply will be, right? Like little nod,
I don't know what it
little
is.
nod of the head and
Maybe-
everything. I love
Maybe
it.
it's like some attention thing. I don't know.
It probably is. Before it was
Very
probably
high up,
like the
isn't it?
time we're recording as well, because we do normally finish at like 11 o'clock at night.
Mm-hmm.
It is knackering.
Yeah, and then listening to Harry talk for an hour without saying another word in between, it was quite. Does make for a long evening. I'm joking. Harry's great. What about Harry?
It just wouldn't be the same if Harry didn't have an input.
Yeah.
That'd be more positive.
And those little bobblehead videos and everything.
That was very funny though. I properly had a big old laugh at that. So that's what we'll do. We'll just get Harry on TikTok. Leave us alone.
What, and just get him to parody everybody's videos?
Yeah.
Mm.
Is
Yeah.
Joe Rogan on TikTok?
Just getting to do one of Paul. Just looking at like that. Get us some massive fake eyelashes.
Trying to say.
Just draw them on like that. Like spider's legs. Shaun, should we wrap it up? Because I'm just ruining
Yeah.
this again.
That's right. Yeah, that's you've done the housekeeping. Follow us on Twitter, Gamers Watch Crew. Subscribe on YouTube, youtube.com/Gamers Watch, and then hit the notification bell, do the likes, do all that shit, buy our merch. And from me, keep on watching.
Keep on gaming.
Cheaty bye.
Right. Done.
Right.
Right.
Job's a good one.
Shaun, can I just show you this boil that's on the end of my